State and spell. The whole name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, the transcriptions are ready. I'll email them to you. Okay. For the other ones. All right. State and spell your name.
Lisa Leverrier, Leverrier.
And your relationship to Jacqueline?
I am her aunt.
Perfect. Okay, good. All right. So let's just chat a little bit. Let's talk about when you first met Bradley. What did you think?
Oh boy. Well, I guess he was a little quiet at first, so it took me a little while to get to know him.
They won't hear my questions.
Right.
Start off with when I first met Brad.
Okay. When I first met Brad, we actually ran into each other happenstance in Disney World. So I happened to be there with my family, and he was with Jacqueline. So it was my opportunity to meet him, and I liked him pretty much like right off the bat. It took a little while to get to know him. He's a little bit more quiet, but just very easy to get to know. I loved him, like right from the beginning.
Perfect. So did you have any, well, you already told me kind of your first impressions. Then when did you kind of get the inkling that that Jacqueline was really serious about him and that maybe she was in love?
The first time I got an inkling of it was she had come to visit, and she pretty much told us right off the bat, because we kind of said, what do you think? Do you think you're going to end up like marrying Brad? And she said, yeah, I think so. So it was pretty obvious that, she was serious about him.
Good. Why do you think they fit? Why do you think they're good for each other? And remember, they won't hear my questions, so you can kind of restate that.
I think Brad and Jacqueline are good for each other because Jacqueline is kind of a creative, extroverted type, and I think Brad is more introverted, more deliberate, more of a planful type. So they kind of just counterbalance one another, I think, in a good way.
Good. Yeah, and they're both creative, but they come at it from different directions.
They are both creative. That's very true about Brad as well. So that helps. That fits too. That they have
comments. So maybe you want to say that yourself in your own words. They're both creative.
Yeah. So Brad and Jacqueline are also both creative. She's more of a writer, creative type, and he's more of the musician, creative type. But they definitely share that in common.
Good. They understand each other. Let's see. Talk about, your feelings, maybe, I guess, about marriage in general, or what advice you might give the two of them about being married or love or what life.
Okay, so advice to Brad and Jacqueline might be honestly, humor. Just like super important as your marriage grows and you get to know each other more. Having a sense of humor about things is really important, and also that hard times pass and things kind of become almost like a blip on a screen as you look in the rear view. So just kind of knowing that something may be stressful in the moment, but there's always sort of an end to it, and then things kind of level off. So just kind of keeping that perspective.
That's good. It's the same with children. You just keep saying to yourself, this too shall pass, this too shall pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
When your child's having a temper tantrum. Awesome. Great advice.
I do number 5.
Number 5. Good. What's your relationship with Jacqueline and who does she come to for advice amongst the three of you? Like, what's your relationship?
So I'm her aunt, but I think of all of us, she probably comes to me more often. I mean, I'm a female, and so I think she's come to me more often, especially more recently.
Mm-hmm. Good. So you have a nice, close relationship with her.
Yeah, and I think, we're kind of getting reacquainted, you know what I mean, at this point. So, but I'm very happy to, always wanted to, and happy to help her.
Isn't it nice the way, showing my age, but the way the world is now, that geographical distance doesn't mean as much as it used to, that you can still be close even if you're not right next to each other.
Right,
it's
right.
important.
Yeah.
Tell me how excited and the happiness you felt for Jacqueline about her getting married and about this new life with Brad.
I think, I'm super excited for her, as she and Brad sort of enter this, the world together as a couple, and they're going to be they're in California together, so they can both pursue their careers, and I'm super excited for them. I mean, they picked a great place to live, and they're great for each other, and I'm very excited for their life together.
Awesome. Tell me, let's see, what you, do you have any stories about Jacqueline, about what her personality is like maybe as a kid, or tell me about your impressions of Jacqueline and about the woman she's become. Yeah, what do you love or admire most about her?
Well, what I remember about Jacqueline is when she was little, her parents would bring us over to our house, and she was, really the only kid, so, because we didn't have a child yet, so she'd kind of organize us all in sort of a circle, and she'd, go around in the circle and sort of create some type of game. I mean, she was always doing something fun and entertaining, and we were always a great audience with her, but she just was always a very fun and happy child, and I just loved to hang out with her, when she was little like that.
What do you admire most about her now?
She is what I love about Jacqueline now is she is very persistent in her goals, and very driven, and just really, I think, keeping her eye on what she wants, and I think she's dedicated enough to just do what she has to do to get where she wants to go, and that's a very admirable quality. I don't think everybody has that.
Good, very good, very, very good. And what about Brad? What do you love or admire about Brad? And I don't know how well you know him now, but
what I love about Brad is just he's got a great sense of humor. He's more deliberate